Thank you very much for everybody who has joined this webinar for the Awake Tourism Challenge, the largest competition from the World Tourism Organization and our partners that aims to accelerate the way in which we achieve the Sustainable Development Goals within the 2030 Agenda. I'm Jose Diaz, specialist from the Innovation, Education and Investments Department, and I'm pleased to be here today to introduce this webinar and especially to go through all the details. Why applying to this competition, which are the benefits, and going into the details of how you can make it happen. Just as a fact, last time that we did this challenge, that it was from 2020 to 2021, we got more than 10,000 participants from 138 countries. And so far, I'm pleased to share that we have supported startups to raise more than $200 million through the connections of the UNWTO Innovation Network. So thank you very much once again for being here. And let's start with the remarks of Leticia Lauper, Director of Wakalua, Global Innovation Hub in Tourism. Leticia, the stage is yours. What would you like to let us know on this great initiative?
Okay, thank you, Jose. How are you? Welcome, everybody. As Jose said, I'm Leticia Lauper, the director of Wakalua. Wakalua is the global tourism hub that is boosted for the largest tourism group here in Spain and Latin in collaboration and with the support of the UNWTO. We are more than happy to be here with you. This is, I think, Jose, this is our 4th global edition, very focused on sustainability. And we have more than 15,000 applications the last years. And we think that this year is going to be also a success. Let me explain you a little bit from Aboris. Aboris is a tourism group where Wakalua belongs to, and I think it could be very interesting for you for a second stage. Now we are in the time of the applications, and we will have the top 10 and the winners, but we are going to see very carefully all the applications and all the solutions. Why? Because we are in a large, huge tourism group with travel agencies, with tour operators, hotels, airlines, and so on. And at the same time, we are involved with other hubs in our ecosystem. For example, now it's a huge project in Middle East related to luxury and sustainable destination. And we just launched another hub in collaboration with Valhalla and the UNWTO called Marina Innova. And what I mean, that all the application and the solutions is not only to be a winner, because maybe we are looking for some of them that are not in the top 10. That's, I want to transmit you that we are making pilots, selecting projects independently of our business field. More things. Now we are creating an investment vehicle, and until now we haven't won in Wakalua, but through the UNWTO, the ecosystem has contact a lot of startups with investors, and also with the capillarity and the visibility that you can have being in a program of the UNWTO. I think, Jose, is more than 300 million euros that has been invested in the solutions that have applied in the last competition. You have the exactly data, but this is another benefit that you can have applying to this program. This ecosystem is to be in contact with the more important private companies in the sector, not only Aboris, with these 30 companies inside of the group. For sure, we are in the focus, in the middle, Futurist and Next January, and we give visibility to a lot of solutions. And in Futurist is international event related with tourism here in Madrid, and other partners of the industry of the tourism are very interested in your solutions, and could be a chance to be here with your presence, or maybe in other type of program or round table, or I don't know, streaming, I don't know. But Jose, if you let me talk, I can be here for 1 year. But the main things is apply, because you have all the help and all the support from Wakalua added to the UNWTO platform and all their ecosystem. We can help you with investment. We can help you with proof of concept and pilots in our group and other partners. We are waiting for you.
Well, thank you very much, Leticia, for this continuous support and different competitions. And just to let you know, is that we have been working in many streams coming from gastronomy tourism, going into a side of a sports tourism, sustainability, and so on and so forth. So we are going just beyond those solutions for traveling, but going into high social impact, benefiting communities, and for sure protecting our environment and nature. So thank you very much for your intervention, Leticia, and we are pretty much looking forward to all those applicants to go through the selection process. And I would like to share with you that at the same time, why the World Tourism Organization, as a UN specialized agency, is focusing on looking for startups and entrepreneurs, especially as we truly believe that ecosystem coming from the collaboration from public and private stakeholders have the key to boost those technologies and social impact projects to go into our daily lives. And in this regard is that we seek for those projects to help them grow, and for sure to go into later stages of making lives better for everyone. So thank you very much once again. And now let's focus a little bit more on the Awake Tourism Challenge with my colleague, Stefano Ugarelli, as well, a specialist from the Innovation, Education, and Investments Department at UNWTO. Stefano, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jose, and thank you very much, Leticia, for your remarkable words. I'm happy to present now the challenge and go more into detail into what this incredible opportunity for startups in the tourism sector entails. So I will be sharing my screen so that everybody can see. Hopefully everybody can observe my screen properly. I'm quickly going to run over what we do here at this department. Our department focused on innovation, education, and investment. We focus on many different types of startup competitions in which we like to find new innovations in the sector and promote them and connect them with different stakeholders in the sector. This is why we have come up with our flagship competition this year called the Awake Tourism Challenge, kind of focusing and highlighting how the tourism sector is awakening from the past 2 years, especially from the pandemic. So this is just to highlight a little bit of our previous editions that we focused on this department. We've had 9 startup competitions in past editions, almost 17,000 participants, 150 countries the applications have come from, and up to 21 partnerships with different partners at a government level and the private sector level. So we've had from global, gastronomy, sports, and rural, as my colleague Jose mentioned. We've also had specific challenges in which we focus on COVID-19, hospitality, branding, smart tourism, and destination experiences. And we've also had plenty of collaborations with Youth in Africa, the IDB Lab, Brazil, and which we've had almost 2,300 participants from up to 28 countries. Now, our previous flagship competition was the SDGs Global Startup Competition, which ran from 2020 to 2021, and it was focused on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals agenda. This year is still the same, focused on the SDG goals. However, last year's edition focused on 17 different categories, which startups from the tourism sector could apply to. Meanwhile, this year we have a different structure, which I will go more into detail. However, as Aditya mentioned, we had close to 10,000 participants from 138 countries, and we had a total of 25 winning startups from 18 different countries. So the objective of this Awake Tourism Challenge is to bring together the brightest minds from the industry, innovate, and to find the alignment with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. We seek out to find the most innovative solutions that are also aligned with sustainability, provide them with a platform to exchange knowledge, gather and connect all actors of the ecosystem, and to position tourism as an integrating factor of all economic sectors around the sustainable development goals. So from what you can see, this year's edition focused on, as I mentioned, 6 different categories. These 6 different challenges are focused on how startups are working towards local community involvement, green and blue economies by trying to reach net zero carbon, ecological and sustainable capital creation through helping the planet, tourism tech for good, tourism education and added value jobs, and women empowerment. So if your startup is focused on one of these areas, or think you can provide value to tackling these important challenges, which are focused around the sustainable development goals, then we highly recommend to apply to the challenge that you think your startup is solving the problem for the most. We also have a criteria for the types of startups that we're searching for. The type of startups that we look for have the criteria of being an innovative solution, being sustainable driven, being able to be scalable and have the potential to grow with the different partners who we provide collaborations with, be an early stage or Series A startup, the introduction and adoption of digital and technological elements, have tested a pilot or have a minimum viable product, have been accelerated before, and have a full-time team, including at least 2 members under 35 years old. We also consider the team to be gender balanced, since we take this into strong consideration. The format of the competition was launched in the end of April of this year, and will be closing its applications the 15th of October. So this is close to in 2 weeks' time. So we suggest to apply as soon as possible. We then have a semifinal round in which the jury will have a selection of semifinalists chosen by the selection committee. From that semifinal round, the final round comes through, in which we will have a selection of 12 winners, 2 per category or 2 per challenge, which will then be communicated to all of the winning startups. And then we will have the final event, in which we will host the full event with different members of the industry, in which we'll have government authorities, we will have valuable people from the private sector, in which they can pitch the final round at the event in person in Madrid. Once this is completed, after the event, we will continue to support these startups through our innovation network and through the many connecting factors that we have here at the UNWTO. So as I mentioned, the benefits for the startups are to pitch their startup at the UNWTO Awake Tourism Challenge, the final event, which will be hosted in Madrid. also becoming a member of the UNWTO Innovation Network, which consists of almost 12,000 startups, 1,274 corporations, close to 500 investors, academia as well, media, UN incubators, and government. So trying to connect all stakeholders in order to grow these startups. There's also the potential for seed funding, opportunity to meet with investors and corporations such as Amadeus, Clark Monet, Google, IE University, MasterCard, which are strong partners of this competition, and a mentorship program in order to scale up the competition. So just so that you have a clear view of the main partners that we have Spark by La Roche, Wakalua, which Leticia was happy to introduce us, as well as other destination partners, Singapore Tourism Board, Europa, and Qatar Tourism. These are some of our other partners, which also help us reach the potential that these startups are capable. And these are some of the success cases so that you can see the type of connectivity that we've had through our previous editions. For example, Refunded was funded by Amadeus Ventures, almost a funding of 10 million euros from Israel. Then we had Hopper, which is acquired technology for airline connectivity and flight distribution from Colombia. And the last one's Hitchhiker, which is a network to connect shoppers with travelers from Egypt, and Radical Waters, which is a clean water mechanism, which was funded by foreign investors, close to $7 million US. So the deadline, as I mentioned, is the 15th of October, which is I want to highlight, and further on to you, Jose, to continue this incredible webinar. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Stefano, for this brief from the competition. And I think it's very clear on which are the startups we're looking for, but still we would like to provide more details on how to join. We have set the platform Unoodle to be part of this program, thanks to the collaboration with our partners. And for sure, we have here the representative from this that once was a startup as well, Lorena Charolet. So welcome to the stage, and please let us know a little bit more on how you can first logging into a platform, creating the application, and I think most importantly, how to make a successful application so that at the end we can just go through it and have the best result from the participants. Thank you, Lorena.
Thank you so much, Jose. Hello, everyone. Just like you said, I'm part of the Unoodle team, which is the platform or the technology that you're going to use to be able to apply to the challenge. It's a pretty easy process, I would say, and I'm happy to present it's a 7-step process. So let me please start sharing my screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, you should be able to see my presentation. So first of all, I just want to let you know that if you have any, or if you encounter any technical questions during this process of applying, please do not hesitate to contact us at support@unoodle.com, and we'll be super happy to help you there to submit your application successfully, right? So the first step is to go to the principal marketing page that you're going to find on the Unoodle website, and you're going to be able to see the Wake Tourism Challenge over there. That's where you can start your process by clicking on the Click Here to Apply button, which is very visible over there in the right side part of the marketing page, right? So you should click there in that button, and the next step is creating an account in Unoodle. If you don't have an account, don't worry, it's pretty easy to create one. You just have to insert your full name and your email address. Then you have to verify your account, and after that, you're gonna be able to get to your principal dashboard, where you're gonna have one option saying create a new application. You should just click over there, and it will take you directly to the questionnaire, to the all questions that you have to fill out before submitting it, right? So as you can see, this is just an image that shows you how the application form will look like. So as you can see in the left side menu, you're gonna see like different tabs that you can go through to complete all your application. And to be honest, this challenge has the simplest application form in order for you to be able to submit it on time. So you just have to be in the application form to see all the questions and fill them out. Next, you're gonna see the step number 5. Once you have filled out all the questions, you have inserted all your responses to all of them. To make sure that everything is okay, you just have to go to the checklist tab in the left side menu, and that's where you're going to see like a summary of all your responses to all the questions. Once you make sure it is everything is okay, before submitted, you just have to scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on submit application. After this, you're going to see a confirmation message over there in that page saying that your application has been submitted and that we have received your registration, but you will also receive an email with a confirmation that you have submitted your application. Finally, if you want to make some edits, you forgot something to add something on your application, you can still do that while the application is open. So you just have to go to the checklist section again, unsubmit your application or cancel your application, and then edit your all the questions that you need to. And again, make sure everything is all right before submitting it again. That would be everything from my side. Super happy to help you in case you have like any questions. Feel free to reach out and we'll be there to assist you. Thank you so much, Jose. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, Lorena, it's been pretty clear on which are the steps that applicants need to follow. And as everything in innovation, straightforward and lean. Thank you very much for that. I hope that at the end we get some questions on that. If not clear, and we move forward with them. Thank you very much. And now Pablo will be with us in the main stage. Pablo Garcia is the director of Spark Innovation Sphere by Le Roche from Summit Education, one of our partners as well of this competition. And especially, I think he would like to share a little bit more on which is one of the main benefits of joining this competition, because I would love to be there in Switzerland, being trained and trying to reach high stages with my startup if I decide to do that in the future. Pablo, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. Pablo, you are muted. Could you unmute, please, yourself? Please.
Yeah.
No, you are
sorry, we still cannot hear you.
You are still muted.
Yeah.
Voila. Now it's good?
Yeah,
Wow.
Thank you very much.
So this is a difference between IT and innovation. So thank you, Jose, for the presentation, and thank you everyone for being there. It's for us a pleasure to be participating in this challenge. So I mentioned by Jose, my name is Pablo Garcia, I'm director of Spark. Spark is the innovation sphere by Le Roche. Le Roche is one of the leading organizations in hospitality education since more than 60 years ago, having 2 campuses, one in Marbella and one here in Crans-Montana. And not only being the leader in hospitality, also now we are one of the leaders in innovation in hospitality since 2020, that we decided to open this center of innovation, where we are currently the co-developing and testing and doing what we knew in the hospitality industry in different sections. So we work in different verticals of technology with artificial intelligence and robotics and blockchains and you name it, but also we work with the entire hospitality industry in areas of hotel, resorts, restaurants, mobility, fintech, and health. And we consider that sustainability is a very important part in everything that we do in our projects with small companies, corporations, that we have many of them. And also since the opening, and coming from the industry, for the hospitality industry, but I've been collaborating and opening startups since 2020. So one of the important activities that we're going to have in this center, because right now we are actually in the center of incubation for the startups. We've been incubating more than 50 startups in 2020, and we are very happy with them because they are in acceleration process, and one of them. And we create flagships programs of incubation and pre-incubation acceleration with the best partners and mentors. So super excited to participate in this challenge. We are welcome, the future leaders and startups that are coming to our campus here in Gran Montana, where they will be hosted and collaborating with the students, faculty, and all our ecosystem that we created. For sure, there is nothing better than to collaborate. So these days, the collaboration is the key. And we want to make sure that these future leaders, startups, they will feel home festival, because this is an important part of the hospitality industry, but also that they've been all the time, in hands of the best people to be able to make a real change in this planet. That is something that we need. So for sure, if anyone have any questions, I'm super happy to answer.
Wow, thank you very much, Pablo, and I hope to start that amazing process of linking the top startups with Les Roches, and for sure to be part of Spark. Looking forward to that stage that is, from my own perspective, the most exciting one. Thank you once again for your continued support, and now we would like to hear from a startup that participated in the first edition of the Sustainable Development Goals Global Startup Competition, and that is my pleasure to have seen its growth from the first time we saw the pitch to what the platform has become so far, just 1 year later. So Ahmed Hamed from Tubada. Thank you, Ahmed, and nice to see you here again, this time online.
Hello, Jose. How are you, my friend? It's been a long time, yes, a year. Hello, everybody, and I hope you are doing well. My name is Ahmed, as Jose mentioned, and I am the founder and CEO of Tubada. For my experience, I have been working in the travel space for around 20 years, and then I founded Tubada in 2019. And basically what we are doing connecting travelers to tour guides and locals using their own cars to book tours and activities. Why we are doing this? Because we have seen people saving their money so they can travel and to see more. But in our industry, in the travel space, there is a lot of middlemen, and we decided to be the one who are cutting this middleman. In 2020, for sure, the COVID came and everything just changed a lot. And we have seen ourselves that we are struggling for sure, because people are not interested anymore to see the historical places and everything. And then the UNWTO competition came, and we have seen a lot of support and a lot of things they offered for our startup and for Tubada during this tough time. And these things were in working in the business model and in connections, and to see a lot of VCs interested in our business, and they sent us a lot of emails just to know more about our business, and some of them they invested already. And also they invited us to Spain, and we pitched our business to more investors. And the benefits that I want to mention in here for being one of the startups that will be chosen for the UNWTO is the connections and to have the doors open for you, and to find yourself or to have the appreciation that you worked hard and you have done a lot of effort and money for sure, and innovation in your startup, and then you will find yourself as one of the top startups. So it's a really, really important one. And for Tubada, we have seen a lot of growth after winning the competition in 2020. and our numbers have grown. For Tubada, we have seen tour guides from many countries signed up for our business. Now all the travelers, they can trust you more because you are now supported by one of the top entities in nowadays in the travel industry. So that's all I think, or what I can do about UNWTO and the program and the benefits. And also they invited us last year to Dubai, and we have met a lot of investors and a lot of like-minded entrepreneurs. So this is the right choice, and if you are lucky, you will be choosing to join the program. Thank you a lot, and back to you, Jose.
Wow, thank you very much, Ahmed. And it's indeed a pleasure to see how startups grow and how are changing the way in which we can now travel. And at the same time, and most importantly, I would say, not only traveling, but how those trips and those tour guides and how it at the end comes into benefits for communities, especially. But thank you for that. And we hope to see you in another Tourism Tech Adventure Forum from the World Tourism Organization in the near future.
Thank you. I hope to.
And now we move into the section for the questions. Which are the questions that we have been receiving through our YouTube channel and through other means? For example, have we mentioned about the schedule or calendar for this competition? I think, Stefano, you are the one. Please let us know a little bit more on setting the dots on the dates so that we can have them pretty clear.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Jose. As I mentioned, we launched this competition at the end of April of this year, and we will be closing the competition on the 15th of October. That is the deadline that we will have for receiving any sort of applications. Once we have received the applications, we will be looking to have the semifinalists by mid-November, and then the finalists announced by December, early December, mid-December. And that way we will be able to have the UNWTO Awake Tourism Challenge event hosted in Madrid by the beginning of 2023 in January, mid-January or early February. It's still to be determined, but we will make sure that through our media channels, we will inform all of the participants of this time frame. Thank you, Jose.
No, thank you very much for that clarification, Stefano. I'm moving on with other questions. I have one here about what do we mean for a startup and what are the requirements in that regard. Here, I would like to say that, or to strengthen that we are looking for entrepreneurship which solutions are meant to be scalable, that are meant to be adaptable to other geographical regions, and for sure that it can grow in different contexts. At the same time, we are looking for those entrepreneurship projects that already have a minimal viable product or MVP, that already have a little bit of mentorship and traction or market validation. I mean, something that can prove that that solution is part of what you would like to see in the future of traveling. At the same time, I would say that it's quite interesting when you submit your project that you just let us know how it is linked to the Sustainable Development Goals, and it is key for your application. Let me just check it out. Another question here. Does UNWTO provide funds to cover costs of travel to Madrid for the final round? In this regard, for sure that when we select through the evaluation process, the different finalists or top startups, and the ones that are invited, they are invited by our partners to be here. So in this case, we provide that support thanks to our partners. So I think it's clear to all of you, and that it would be a great opportunity to be part of that. And in terms of pilot projects or opportunities to grow, Leticia, would you like to share with us just one example of a pilot project that you have had with Wakalua so far from our?
Thank you, Jose. Yes, related, for example, with sustainability. This year, the last pilot we have done is related with carbon offsetting. Climate Trade was one of the winners last year in the 13 SDG. And now the solution is integrated in all the group. All the holidays packets are with the possibility to be carbon neutral. And this platform is based on blockchain technology and try to compensate, to offset the footprint of the trip with different projects worldwide that are supplied by different countries in this case. And Climate Trade is a clear example that we can do. In this case, is with other travel group, but as I told you before, we are not very close to the different areas we have. We have a very huge ecosystem related with other hubs, and we can test a lot of solutions. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you very much, Leticia, and I hope we are going to have many more top startups to join this opportunity to either make a pilot project or have a partnership with you. And another question that we have received lately is about the age of the team members. Stefano, would you help us clarifying on that? Is it mandatory to have them all under 35? Are we flexible in that regard?
Yes, of course, Jose. Thank you very much. Regarding the age requirement, we value very much the fact that any of your team members is under the age of 35, since we focus and highly value youth and innovation. Those are two areas which go hand in hand. However, we understand that there are certain areas where that is not possible. So we are flexible in that regard, and we do encourage applications to come our way regarding the age limit.
Thank you for that, Stefano. So indeed, youth is clear to help us make a reading of that landscape of what's happening in entrepreneurship and youth, but it's a flexible matter then, so that we're looking for receiving your projects and to know how you're innovating for sustainable tourism. Now, please let me read another one that just arrived here about nonprofit projects or other ways of innovation. In this regard, let me share that we're looking for any means of innovation, which means that your startup or project can be focused on social impact, can be focused on emerging technologies, can be focused on new ways of making governance for destinations possible and cooperative, and for sure going into the side of new business models. And at the same time, it's not mandatory that it has to be for profit. It can be at the same time non-profit, as it entails an innovation and a new way of embracing sustainable traveling. And at the same time, please let me just read once more here. And this one is for Lorena. Lorena, here the question is, what happens with those who have already created the application but have not yet submitted? So Is it just go, click, submit? They can change some of the documents or information before submitting. Please let us know a little bit more.
Of course, happy to have this one. So exactly, if you have started your application and you're still in the process of filling out all the questions, don't worry. You have until the deadline to complete your application and complete all the questions. So as long as the application window is open, you can go back to your application and fill it out. You don't have to complete it once you have like created your application in just one day. You will have like more days to do so. And after you have submitted your application, and if you think that you can do some edits or you have to change something in your responses, you can also do it while the window is open. Once the deadline has arrived and the application round is closed, you will not be able to make edits or modifications to your application. But while it is open, you can take your time to complete all the questions. I hope that answers the question.
I think it's beyond clear, but still, there's another thing. Imagine that I submitted already my application, Lorena, and I wouldn't like to miss that opportunity if in the last couple of months, my startup changed a little bit, my project got more mature. Can I just start another application with the same email address? Would it be possible in this regard?
Yes, it is possible. You can create multiple applications with different information, and you would need to follow the exact same process, completing like creating the new application, answering all the questions, and submit it once you're ready. Once you're ready and you have verified all your responses, it is possible, definitely, with the same email address.
Thank you very much. Please be sure that we're going to go through each of those applications and we're going to evaluate each of them with the same careful process. So looking forward to receive them. And on the other side, here I received another one, and it says, if any of the startup comes with a project which serves more than 10 or 12 of the Sustainable Development Goals, will it be considered? For sure. I mean, that is the reason why this year we merged those Sustainable Development Goals into the 6 categories. And that is why that we are focusing on comprehensive projects. It's indeed, and coming from the World Tourism Organization as a UN specialized agency, that we would love to help tackle many of them instead of just one, and at the same time that they are interconnected. So please focus on your project, on your solution, and how we can change it, change the way of traveling and benefiting communities and the environment. So here I have another question, and it's is it preferred to have a tested model in this case? I mean, it is better if you have it. It will be easier for us to see the impact or the potential impact that your startup or project could have. But we welcome innovation from all walks of life and at the same time from different stages. So if you would like us to evaluate, we are going to be eager to do so. If you submit your application, just be sure of that, please. And on the other side, it says here, it's mandatory for a startup for an acceleration before. Okay, so at the same time, please let me share with you that it could be either mentorship, either hours of self-work, but doing a process of changing and validating your model. I mean, we are looking forward for you to let us know how you have built that project and how it has changed over time. So that's the most important thing, and we are looking forward to receive that. And just as one of the final comments, but that we find truly interesting, is that we can focus on those categories that my colleague Stefano already mentioned, but let me go a little bit into them. I mean, what are we looking for when we're thinking about blue economies or green economies? Or we're looking for many ways of tackling those challenges. I mean, and I would love to provide this example. Last time in the previous competition, the SDG 13 on climate action, it was for sure on how to mitigate all the real problematic that we already have. And the startups that were selected as top, they were 3 of them. So the first one, trying to address that challenge through a market-based solution, that it was climate trade, the one that was mentioned by Leticia. And it means about offsetting and offering ways of making traveling with carbon footprint reduced or with no carbon footprint at all. At the same time, we have one of the startups which is working on direct carbon capture from the atmosphere, and to make it or to transform it into sustainable fuel for airplanes. And the other one was a little bit more into the AI or artificial intelligence side, especially optimizing the way the routes of airplanes can be either shorter or with less obstacles, so that you can reduce the consuming more fuel. So we have different ways of seeing the same problem and different ways in which we can place in all of them into reality, that we can find a better solution for those great problematics that we have so far in different regions of the world. And I think this is like part of what we are looking forward to receiving from you. Is there maybe any question here? Yeah, just to finish, I received the latest one, but can a project work in one or more location or in the same tourism destination? Yes, for sure. I mean, you just need to let us know in your application form where you are headquartered, just your main location, and you can share with us as well which other locations you are working at. So it's part of the application process for letting us know a little bit more on you. And it does not matter if it's located in a small development island state, or if it's located in Europe, in Africa, in the Americas, in Asia, the Pacific. And for sure with the opportunity, it's always to go into the innovation side of the matter. So I think we have covered many points here, and we are looking forward to receiving for sure your applications. And any other question that you have, and you can share it through the YouTube channel. We're going to take note of it, and we are going to try to clarify that in other means. And as a final side, please let us share the message of our Director of Innovation, Education, and Investments, Natalia Bayona, who would like to motivate you or encourage you to be part of the Awake Tourism Challenge. And for sure, to be part of the UNWTO Innovation Program, programs.
We cannot hear Jose.
No.
Please be aware that you have to tick there two. Yes, you have to put 2 ticks, one for the video and one for the audio when you share.
Perfect.
Yeah, you have to. There are 2 options, and they must be ticked.
There we go.
Can you find them?
No. Okay.
When you share, okay, when you press the share button, there you have at the bottom of the window, you have two options. One is for the video and the other is for the audio.
What are you
Now.
waiting to Awake Tourism? Today, we have the UNWTO Awake Challenge to help all the startups that have amazing solutions in tourism to wake up and to shake the tourism sector and to make the sector rethink a little bit on how we can change and we can impact better in everything that we do. Enroll this opportunity and make part of the UNWTO Innovation Network with more than 200 corporations, more than 300 entrepreneurs and investors with access to our ministries of tourism and of course to write the scenario with the UNWTO and the UN system to make a better world full of startups, full of entrepreneurship and of course full of innovation. Apply now.
Wow, thank you very much for everybody that stayed the whole length of this webinar. And just, I wouldn't like to miss the opportunity to let you know on the last question that I just received here, and if it's acceptable to submit more than one concept. We're looking for innovation. So if you have a couple of solutions, please do not hesitate to share them with us, that we are going to be evaluating all of them. Well, thank you very much for all these opportunities, and for sure to have our email, direct email, so that you can let us know any other questions or inquiries you have beyond the ones that we just solved here. So please write to iei@unwto.org. IEI, that is coming from Innovation, Education, and Investments, at unwto.org, and we are going to reply to you the soonest. Thank you very much to all of you here in this webinar, and thank you for being engaged to the Awake Tourism Challenge. Looking forward to your projects.